This is episode 1989 of the Daily Meditation Podcast. I'm Mary Meckley, and how are you doing today? You are likely self-isolating, but here you are showing up for yourself as you get ready to meditate or simply to give yourself a little more peace, energy, and clarity. In today's episode, I'm going to share with you how to layer the different meditation techniques we've explored all week long in our Hope series. This is Hope in a Crisis. And as we navigate the ups and downs and ins and outs of the COVID-19 coronavirus, you had a challenge this week. If you've been following along with the meditations in this week's series, you were challenged to keep a hope journal. If you're just joining us, no worries. You are in the right place. In each episode, we learn a different meditation technique based on a weekly theme, but each episode is uniquely its own. So you're not missing out if you didn't listen to the other episodes. I like to bring all the different techniques together on the next to the last episode in each series. So the series will end tomorrow. So today, being the next to the last episode, you'll learn, as I mentioned, how to layer the techniques as you meditate. Remember, you can do the techniques individually or separately. It's all good. Also, in this week's series, I've selected someone or some situation for each episode that represents hope. Someone who went through extenuating circumstances and never lost their hope. Instead, they made the world a much better place precisely because of an extenuating circumstance that erupted in their life, just like the coronavirus showed up in our own lives. We are all in this together, and that can be a good thing. Let's see what happens during this coronavirus era we are currently in. Take note of the people who do great things or the great acts you see around you or that you hear about. Try not to spend too much time on social media or watching the news. And make sure you keep your hope journal. This can become a powerful tool for you as you go through this pandemic. So, as a tribute to you and your journaling, if you haven't started it yet, I hope you will start it today. And I hope you will continue your hope journal throughout the pandemic. The person I have selected as your inspiration for today is Takashi Nagai. He is the author of a book you may or may not have heard of. It's called The Bells of Nagasaki. This book was also made into a movie which you can watch. I watched it. I think you will be very inspired by this movie. Takashi was a Japanese doctor and scientist. And on August 9th, 1945, at 11:02 a.m., the second atomic bomb struck Nagasaki. At that time, Dr. Nagai was working in the radiology department of Nagasaki Medical College Hospital. He received a serious injury from the blast of the bomb, and during that time of his life, he was suffering from leukemia because he studied radiation. So he had come down with leukemia. So here he was, dying from cancer with a serious head injury from the bomb. And he immediately started treating people he saw nearby. The university where he was a little bit further away from where the bomb hit, but his wife was in their home in the city and she was killed. Fortunately, he had had a premonition about the bomb, and he took his children into the country to live with a grandmother. He wanted his wife to stay there as well, but she insisted on coming back to Nagasaki with him. So she was killed, but his 2 children survived. And he wrote about the war in The Bells of Nagasaki. He describes the horror, but what he describes mostly is hope and compassion. He shares some inspirational quotes. He says, "Our lives are of great worth if we accept with good grace the situation Providence places us in and go on living lovingly." And that's exactly what he did. He dedicated his life to peace and helping others. His book won the Nobel Peace Prize, and the money he earned, he dedicated to planting cherry trees all throughout Nagasaki. The cherry tree is very symbolic in Japan of peace. So as you get ready to settle yourself down to meditate, make sure you are in your safe haven you created for yourself earlier in the week, someplace you can go to feel safe and secure, with symbols around you that represent peace and hope and faith and strength. As you sit up straight, mentally affirm, "I am safe. I am sound. I am safe. I am sound." Notice your breath as you inhale and exhale through your nose. Inhale peace, feeling it spread throughout your whole body. As you exhale, exhale trust, sending out your trust, trusting the process, trusting what is happening in the world right now. And bring awareness to your throat, your 5th chakra at your throat. You could visualize yourself surrounded by the color of indigo blue, the color of confidence and trust. And think of your voice, who you are, what you stand for, what you represent, your inner truth. Know that no matter what's going on around you in the world, your inner truth is eternal. You may place your hands in the Anjali Mudra, pressing them together at your chest as if you're praying. palms touching, fingers are upward. Send out compassion to the world around you. Meditate until you could go a little bit further. Always end your meditation on a high note. The full half-hour guided meditations are on the SIP and OM meditation app. You can try it for 2 weeks, free access to the full app. You are so worth slowing down for.